Today we're going to talk about a very important topic, something that I have experienced myself, and it is so annoying. Why things sometimes get worse before they get better when we want to manifest. And you know the cheesy saying, it's always darkest before the dawn, and not for every person, but for some, and not for every manifestation, of course, but for some, that is true. But why? Why the hell is it when I try to affirm money, more and more bills come and I don't know how to pay? How is it that when I want to manifest love, that person tells me I don't love you anymore? No, I shouldn't say me because I don't want to manifest that. But you get the gist, right? Sometimes really the opposite comes first, and I know it too well. But if that happens to you, then I hope this video helps you also to help you really reprogram in the subconscious mind that it means progress. It actually means that something is happening. It may seem like it's going to the wrong direction, but it means that something is happening, that already you're starting to reprogram your subconscious mind, and it is working, but it is first fighting. Before we dive deeper into this topic, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Janine, and I have been coaching people, thousands of people, in helping them to achieve their union and their relationship and manifesting all of their desires for almost 20 years now, since 2005. My specialty has always been soul connections and love and bringing people together. That is my passion. So if you want to benefit from my vast experience, then of course you can reach out for personal coaching, and make sure to check out my other content, my other videos, my other playlists. But now let's get back to the video. Even before I learned about manifesting, I saw that phenomenon in many of my clients. And again, I have had probably like more than 20,000 clients, consultations, and I've seen it I don't know how many times. Again, even before I knew it was manifesting, and I just helped clients to do their, shadow work is how I always called it. And I still do. When you have shadows are programs for me in your subconscious mind, and you work with them. Often it does get worse first. Why? I'm going to give you 6 reasons. The first reason is subconscious resistance. So when you start to manifest, your subconscious mind, in spiritual terms, always said the ego, holds on to the old stuff. Your ego does not like change. Your ego is rather holding on to the really negative stuff, even if it's like really bad, instead of going to something new, because that is known and that is something new and unknown. And the ego is so scared of the unknown. It rather holds on to an unpleasant situation than step into the new. So your mind, it will hold on to those old fears and patterns, and it will fight new patterns in that moment. So there is resistance coming up within you at first. And of course, I already said it, it means it is working, because only because it is starting to work, your ego will notice, oh, there's something happening. I don't like it. There is something new. What is happening here? I'm not okay with it. So what we need to do is we need to train the subconscious mind to accept the new belief. And how do we do that? Well, this is where repetition is key. If you have, for example, your scene, and it can be auditory, it can be visual, or just getting into the feeling, a good feeling. For your subconscious mind, as we said in many videos, it is real in that moment. And by repeating it, you're slowly training your subconscious mind, your ego, oh, okay, this seems familiar now. Now we have relived that scene so many times, that person is always there, that I'm always loved, that money is always there, that I have more than enough money. Money. Some people are scared of manifesting money because of, they're scared of jealousy, they're scared of being used by other people. There's many blocks that your ego actually wants to protect you. But if you constantly reinforce every day, couple of minutes, no, it feels good to have that money. No, it feels good to have that love. And that love, we're safe, because that person is always treating me with respect. So you can do any technique. You can do scripting, for example, or visualization. Whatever technique gets you into the mood, or you can just do affirmations or my songs. Go to my channel, Janine, Nicole Manifest Through Music, because music is so good to evoke emotions already. And by that repetition, you constantly have your subconscious mind relive what you want. So it does become normal and no longer something that your ego wants to protect you from because it now is familiar. Another reason is called neuro-plasticity. Your brain is used to your old way of thinking. There's synapses that are connected. Many people say it's like pathways that you walk all the time. Like imagine there is a lawn and you walk the same path and sooner or later you will see a pathway. So that is the way, right? But now we want to go a new way, and in order to go a new way, you cannot go that way once when you always went that way. You have to go this new way repeatedly in order to create new connections in your brain, new synapses in your brain, and that does take a while. So when you're now stating I am in this happy relationship, for example, your brain's like no, because we have all of the pathways in the synapses that is saying we are alone and nobody likes us and we are always rejected, and I don't know, men are cheaters, women always want someone for money, whatever cliche it is or whatever belief it is that you maybe grew up with, then of course that is stronger than a new pathway. So we have to go the new pathway more times so that it again becomes normal. Then according to the law of resumption, when you start to manifest a new reality, and it's very much connected to the first point we had, then you maybe create resistance. As we already said, the ego may be no. Or also there may be doubts coming up, like, can I really do this? Is it possible? Why haven't I already done it? Oh my God, this is so hard. Manifesting is difficult. So this worsening phase is often important to become aware of those limiting beliefs and to break those down. And you can watch my video on how to create your own affirmations and or affirmations, which are in my manifesting techniques playlist, the first 2 videos. Because whenever negative assumptions come up, you can then create the new assumption to encounter exactly that assumption. And then of course, again, it is repetition. The image I just got is, imagine you want to build a fantastic new tower, but where you want to buy it, there is an old one that is pretty much collapsed and it's breaking down basically, and it's not safe anymore. In order to create or build that new tower, you first have to tear down the old tower or building, whatever it is, or dig out the roots before you can plant beautiful flowers. That is the metaphor, the image I usually use. But yeah, you have to sometimes destroy the old in order to create the new, and the old is then showing itself. It's like, look, this is the limiting belief that is still there. Take care of it. And that is connected to the next one, emotional purging. Well, now, if you already got some value out of this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. What did you learn? All of that tells me what kind of content you like, and then I can create more of it. Also, of course, maybe you have realized I take a little bit of a different approach when it comes to manifesting. So you don't want to miss a video that could change your life and help you manifest all of your desires. But when we talk about helping manifesting your desires, please go to the description box and click on the link to my new channel, Janine Nicole Manifest with Music, because I have generated many songs to help you manifest all of your desires. May it be manifest health, love, wealth, self-concept, and more to come. I release at least 1 video daily. If you're still manifesting using affirmations that are so boring and you want to manifest in the most easy and fun way possible, then of course Manifest with Music and my songs are specifically written to help you reprogram your mind and to manifest all of your desires. So check out the different playlists, because I sort all songs into different playlists for genres and of course topic you want to manifest. Create your own playlist and listen daily, and you will see how it will reprogram your mind. It already did wonders for me. I do see you there. But now let's get back to the video again. So it's just not fears or limiting beliefs coming up. It is also the old stories, the times we've been hurt. You want to manifest, I'm always loved, I'm always chosen, and then all the memories come up. No, not even your parents liked you, for example. I hope it's not true for you, but could be. That of course, it is the old stories It's, as I just said before we were talking about doubts, but now it is talking about negative experiences you've had. And those come up in order to be healed and cleared. For example, with the revision technique. And I do have a video on the revision technique, or Ho'oponopono, or maybe those tapping techniques, EFT or MET or NLP techniques, whatever works for you. I like the revision because it is so easy to be done and everybody can do it. It's just, sit down and rewrite it. Or some people have problems writing, then maybe Ho'oponopono or tapping, any other technique would be better for you. And that's the good thing. There is no technique better than another. It's just one technique is better for one person than the other. So just pick which one resonates most with you and it will be the best one for you. But another reason is quantum physics. And that happened to me last year when I wanted to manifest losing weight and I gained weight. I was like, what the hell? Now it worked a little bit. I'm still in the process, but I first gained weight. And if you look at my videos, then you unfortunately see it. Why? In quantum physics, only when you observe a particle, it is behaving in a specific way. It needs to be observed in order to become stabilized in some way. And when you want to manifest something, you first focus on it's not there. Why would you want to manifest love? Because you realize, I would like to have love now because I don't have it. But I want it now, but I don't have it. I want it because it's not there. So you focus a lot on what you don't want in that moment, because of course, until your desire sinks in by your repetition, you focus on the now. You have a desire. Abraham Hicks always says, rockets of desire. You have a desire, which means you don't have it, and then you want to go there. So as soon as you focus on the not having it, you may first manifest more of the not having it, of the unwanted situation. But then again, your constant repetition will reprogram your subconscious mind, rewire your brain to believe you already have it, and once that is sunk in, it has to get pushed out. And then of course there is the growing pain. It's uncomfortable. You first have to purge everything that is not feeling good, and yeah, it is kind of like painful. Another thing really is connected to the growing pain. There may be a testing phase. We already talked about rewiring your brain. So let's say your person is ghosting you, just to use an example, and you manifest, my person is always committed. How do you know that this belief is now sunk in? It became dominant, ready to get pushed out. If you do not first get tested, if you not first get confronted with them ghosting again, if you then stay relaxed and you notice like, they're coming, I know I already got them. They're mine. There's like no way I'm not with my person. I'm with my person. Congratulations. Because then you have already rewired your brain and it does not have to come up again. However, if they ghost and you step back into your old fears and the doubts come up and the pain comes up, the more negative your response is. And by response, we're not necessarily, how you react towards them, even though that can be telling as well. If you stay calm and cool, good. If you still try to contact them 5 times a day because you want them to contact you, or you yell at them, or you write nasty messages, that means you're still very much out of, lack. You're not having it. But if you notice that every time they ghost, it does less and less with you, not because you gave up, not because it's not important anymore. It's still important, but you feel more safe in knowing, I got this, I got them. Then it is working. So it is sometimes very important to be confronted with the old program. It's like a roadmap. You know exactly where you are based on the emotion that comes up. And I'm not saying that, of course, maybe in that moment you're not a little bit like gutted in the first minute, like, but you quickly step out of it and you're in the, it doesn't matter, I already got them. These kind of tests, don't worry about them. It is also, a part of the universe like asking you, are you sure you want this? This is what you ordered before. By ordered, don't get triggered. You did order it, not consciously, but we always manifest anything. We're not victims on this earth. We are powerful creators. And if we have limiting beliefs, then it's not your fault. If you had a rough childhood, it's not your fault. If you've been cheated on, for example, not your fault. But now that you know about manifesting, it is your responsibility. It is like, oh yes, I had that program. I had that fear. I had that belief that men cheat, or men don't want to commit, or men I always attract the a-hole. Some women actually say that. If that is your belief, it has to get mirrored back to you, and that is what you're going to manifest in autopilot. But if you realize, oh, I used to say that, well, then of course that is what's coming up in your reality. If you take responsibility for that, then you can change it. So you also notice how far along you are when you stop blaming the other person, because they're just the mirror of what is happening within you, and that you can take care of, that you can clear. Anyway, I hope this video helped you. If it did, then please leave your comment, reach out for personal coaching, check out my other channel, Janine, Nicole, Manifest with Music. And I do see you there in my other playlists, my other videos, my other content, my social media. Go check my social media, links are below. Or I see you in personal coaching. Till then, I wish you all the best now. Bye-bye.